When I was a little boy, I took showers with my daddy. He played a game with me. He said we're trying to hide the soap. He put a soap bar in my butt. It was slippy. It never hurt me. Because the soap makes water wetter, and that's a fact. This is the warm-up. Ooh, ooh, this is the warm-up.
This is the warm-up.
Thank you, Sam. If you're just joining us on Twitch for the first time, you're in for a treat. I like you doing backgrounds. That's fucking sweet, dude.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's do some emails.
Whoa.
Oh my God, email.
Swerved.
Was not ready.
Freaked me out.
First email.
Well, I got to read something appropriate because that first one I cannot read.
Okay.
We do them all in one big bin, like a lost and found.
Yeah.
And then I just have her. She has to. There's no organization whatsoever. She's reaching in, just pulling them out everywhere.
This one says, I used to have a realtor that would get paid to clean out foreclosed houses, and I would help to look for treasures. We had everything.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
It would be fun snooping through somebody's house. There's a foreclosure, and I like the idea of them leaving all of their belongings.
It's kind
in
of
there.
like an estate sale, but not really.
And it's also not, you're not doing anything really illegal.
No.
But you can still dig through their stuff, right?
Yes.
It's almost the perfect storm.
And then you can create your own narration of what their life was like.
And you can create your own burrito bowl.
Foreclosures, though, not as successful for finding treasures as estate sales, because the estate sales, the person had passed away, so
I'm going to sell this tomorrow.
you don't know. Like, they could have treasure.
They have some good stuff left over.
The foreclosure, I feel like when you're leaving your house, like, you'll leave behind the garbage, but you're not going to leave behind the valuable stuff, right?
Some people got to get the hell out of there, and they leave stuff.
But if it's valuable, like, you're obviously in a bad space. Like, don't leave your valuables. Like, I mean, if you already foreclosed on your house, you need the valuables for your next endeavor.
Like, some things, though, like, you couldn't take with you. I.e., one, Champion Edition Guns N' Roses pinball machine. How are you going to get that in the back of your tiny car?
Okay, like you're saying.
I've been looking up those, by the way. I got pinball fever. I want a big pinball machine, and I tried to get my wife to let me buy one. They're $9,000,
They're
dude.
expensive.
Well,
$9,000 for something. There's nothing digital in it. It's literally an old machine.
Well, the $9,000 one has to be a rare one or a sought after. You can get a cheap pinball machine, right?
Dude, I want the Metallica pinball machine where they did all their own voiceover for things that are happening in the game.
Well, yeah, well, then you're looking for a sought
That's
after
what I
rare
want.
one.
I want to someday. I will walk out to my Metallica pinball machine completely nude, and I will pull the lever to shoot the ball, and it'll go, give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
I got a hot take for you. Hold on, and we'll answer this question.
There hasn't been a question yet.
Sorry.
Sorry. Hold on. That's James Hetfield.
I don't think pinball is fun.
Wow. That's great for our Hourglass sponsor who has 20 pinball machines.
This
Well,
is good. We've
but
been
other
doing
people
this
do.
lately.
Other people do.
Tom and I have been doing this lately where we just throw a negative opinion out that it has something to do with our sponsors.
Yeah.
That's our new technique.
And to be honest, I act like it's cool when people show me their pinball machine, like Cadillac Pat. He's like, I got this
But they
Ninja.
are
I'm like,
cool.
oh,
The
cool.
inside of the pinball machine. Last night I got into a pinball hole, dude, and I'm going in and out of how this thing is engineered. Lots parts of it are handmade. They're neat, dude. It's a modern marvel, the pinball machine. The fact that it can do everything it does, and it's virtually just a wooden box. Wooden metal.
I appreciate the art of it, the craftsmanship of it, the rarity of it, that kind of thing, the nostalgic part of it.
When's the last time you've played?
I never, when I
Have
see
you ever
them,
played?
I have played.
I was going to say, you can't have an opinion
and
of
I'm
him.
like, this stinks.
I would be willing to bet this guy's never played
think he
pinball.
has either.
I think you're lying, sir.
You might have watched someone
No.
play.
Yeah, I cannot.
I've played pinball.
No way. I can
Yeah,
never
what do you
see
think-
a
what do you mean, no
scenario
way?
where
There's
you
a
would
million-
play pinball.
I've played pinball, and every time I play it, I think it stinks.
There's a part of me that if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes that wouldn't believe you've ever played like a Sega Genesis or a PlayStation. I've seen you do it, but that's the only thing making me say that I think you would do it. You are anti-fun games.
No, those are cool. The pinball is less than any of the digital games, and those are more fun to me. I
like the fact that the pinball machine is sort of a piece of furniture. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like that, because it's completely impractical, and I don't have a big enough house. Where would I put it in my home?
Upstairs, on the top floor.
Where I never go. It'd never get used. Right.
Well, you go up there for ride your Peloton.
Yeah, and then after my Peloton, I'm going to stand there sweaty and play Metallica pinball.
A little pinball after
that doesn't sound too
Peloton.
bad.
Dude, take the bed out of the bottom floor and then make that the old studio
arcade.
into an arcade.
Yeah.
No, Andrea won't let me do that. She's making it into like something like a damn wrapping paper room or something.
Wrapping paper.
And right now
she's turning in full Karen.
I'm not. She is. It's her office too. She's like, I'm going to take this TV down, and I'm like, oh my god. She wants to paint over all the signatures we have in the bathroom.
That's fine.
There's some people that are dead in there
At one point, you guys said you were going to cut out the drywall and move it.
Well, we thought a
lot of things, Sam.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, this is. I mean, there's
This
so
could
many
be worth
celebrities. Dave Coulier is right above the toilet paper.
Yeah, he's right. Nikki Glazer's on there.
Yeah.
Bert Kreischer's on there.
And but I guess signatures no one thinks are cool anymore.
No, you have to have pictures, and we do. So
yeah,
guess it doesn't matter.
So anyway. Back to the email.
Okay. He says, we had everything from basically clean house with a few things left in the garage to full houses that the people seemingly were abducted by aliens and left everything, even their toothbrush.
I like that. Isn't that cool?
It's eerie.
I like it when you're walking around and it's like freshly
I didn't like when
in.
when I was looking for a new house and you go and do the tour while they just tell the people to hey, take a hike while they go and do the walkthrough. I didn't like that either.
Oh,
all their stuff was still there.
You didn't ever do the one where they're sitting at the dinner table eating?
I had one where they were sitting out on the porch and it was very awkward.
That's one of my favorites. I had a full family eating and me and Andrew are walking around. This one was crazy. This is the one that I told Bart and Crystal about, where they were using a rusted steak knife to hold the float under the toilet up so it wouldn't run. So every time you had to take a deuce in that house, you had to pull the rusted steak knife out, flush, and then put it back so it would fill up and not run. We didn't buy that house.
Okay. Well, he says, I would list the trailer of junk on Craigslist for free with a few good things on top and all the rest was trash. The deal was must take everything, and without fail, someone came every time, so we never had to pay dump fees or unload anything. I had a guy drive from Lake Wales to Sanford, all because he saw a pre-lit Christmas tree on top of actual trash from cleaning out the old fridge.
There is a psychology, and I can't put my finger on it, and this happened when I try to give away my stuff to BDMs or whatever, but it's also happened when Crystal tries to sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace.
But it worked. You got rid of those IKEA cabinets, right?
No, I still got them.
What?
Because
Wait a
had
minute.
a guy that was taking them.
Yes.
It was on the schedule.
But
it was on the schedule.
Well, what happened?
Because they're free, no one's in that much of a hurry to go get them. And I don't think he even really wants it. He just saw them and he's like, I do want that. It's free. It's the old free hovercraft. Yeah. It's like they get infatuated by the fact that it's free.
Yeah, but hovercraft is the perfect hook, I feel like. Because, man, hovercrafts look fun. They look fun. I don't know anything about hovercrafts.
Yeah, I don't think they're that fun.
But I look at a fiberglass hovercraft and I'm like, ooh, that looks fun.
So, and Crystal brought this up to me because every time she goes to sell something on Facebook Marketplace, all she gets is 1 million I'm interested in this item clicks.
Yeah.
Because people just go by and then click I'm interested or like, is it still available?
Right.
And then she writes back, yes, it's still available, and nothing.
They've moved on.
They moved on. So people just like to hit that button.
It's like a hobby.
And just search.
I didn't know that your wife sold stuff on these things too. Both of you?
Well, she quit. Because
that makes her a better person.
Well, and she
learned
giving it away.
It's just trashy.
Well, what are you gonna do? You add it to the landfill.
Yeah, donate it.
Yeah, you throw it away.
Well, the donating thing is what we kind of turn to. And then instead of donating it, what's easier than that is put it up for BDMs to take for free.
Apparently they're not taking it.
I like to donate it to places that don't need it.
So, well, going back to that psychology, this has happened multiple times before where someone has said, hey, do you sell this item? And I'll say, yes, I do. Do you want it? They're like, yes, I do. And then I give my phone number or whatever. And then they're like, I'm going to come pick it up on Monday. And then they're like, I can't pick it up. And then if they can't pick it up that first time, they're like, I'm going to try, and then never come back. Or they'll never even try again.
Well, you got to give them a deadline and be like, hey, if you don't come pick it up by Wednesday, I'm going to give it to someone else.
Well, they don't even really want it.
Well, then give it to somebody else or throw it away or donate it.
Now I got to put it back up on the BDM page and then say, like, I got these things again. And then the original guy.
It doesn't really matter. Like, he doesn't really want it that bad. I'll give you an example.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, people don't really want the stuff that they say they do. I don't think they even want it.
Or is he trolling you?
I think that's for most things, though. Like, I had a Christmas cactus that I ordered my mom. This is years ago. Like 6 years ago. I ordered, or she's like, I want a Christmas cactus. I ordered her a Christmas cactus from this one, like, grower.
Yeah.
And then they called me. They're like, your Christmas cactus is in. I was like, just like you said. I'm like, I'll be there Monday to pick it up. Got too busy. Couldn't go by there Monday. I just said, well, I'm never picking it up. I literally got to a point where I had to reschedule like twice or maybe 3 times, and I was like, well, I'm just never going to pick this up. And then the guy called me. He's like, well, we're going to sell your Christmas cactus, and I never called him back. I just let that's the most Tom thing I've ever done.
He goes to the cactus.
Yeah, I just let him sell it.
It's the free T-shirt at a concert syndrome or a sporting event where, you know, like, the promo team comes with the gun and then they're like, who wants it? And everybody's like, yeah, and people are just cheering and screaming and they say they want it. I don't think they even want it. Like,
okay, hold on.
You want a random, like, not even
Capital
your size,
One shirt?
Capital extra large Capital One t Like it's not, whatever gets shot out of the cannon, what are the chances that it's your size?
It's never your size.
And what are the chances that you're like,
it's always an XL,
it's
right?
XL or above.
Capital One, like you don't even want it, but everybody's screaming, ah! Like that's what happens when you give away stuff on the internet.
Well,
people,
we're part of it though. We're part of it too because we're part of the problem because we have continued for years to give out these. I don't know if it's cloth or it's just woven plastic. These little, we got the swag bag. Those little drawstring bags.
Oh, yeah.
Is there? Okay, I'm sorry. And this is pointed at me. This is pointed at our show and myself. Are those things useful? And when you open up a drawstring bag, that style, I think it's woven plastic. I don't think there's any cloth in that. I don't think there's cotton in there.
Yeah.
It's all just finely threaded plastic.
It's straight plastic that end up in the oceans.
So I get it. I open up the bag and I look inside. It's all crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to,
I just store my koozies in there.
Well, that's why we started giving away plants, and we had 10 left over because they don't fill out the forms.
Yeah, they don't fill out the forms.
They want the plastic garbage.
What happened to your plastic bags? We want more of those plastic bags with stickers on them.
They're like, yeah, we want plastic garbage, so we could just throw it in a pile and eventually throw it away.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
You give it?
Get a plant.
I know what everybody
does.
You got
to take care of a plant.
I know what everybody does with that because I have Tom and Dan bags in my house. You know what they're used for? They're used for when my daughter has to take something back to her teacher or she pooped her pants. And you put the poopy pants in the drawstring Tom and Dan bag. You take it back.
Yep.
Like it's used for garbage.
They're disposable at this point.
You want to do a voicemail or are you going only email?
No,
we only got a minute left.
Oh, okay. A minute? Oh, all right. We'll go with this one.
What's going on, guys? I'm listening to, I don't know, some Friday Free Show, and Dan's talking about his heart rate being low when he sleeps. Yeah, my heart rate when I sleep, I have an Apple Watch, and my heart rate goes down to about 35, 37 beats per minute. Not the entire time, but, you know, it'll dip down there. And then during the day, I'm physically active all day. I work outside. I mean, my heart rate barely goes over 70 beats per minute, unless I'm, like, jogging or working out in the gym.
I think he's bragging, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing to have like a slow heart rate, right?
Well, I looked it up, and I told you on the Friday Free Show, it was like it said if you have a low heart rate, such as mine, I think mine's in like 47, 46, somewhere around there. So that could either be great or horrible.
Yeah, but
I'm like, okay, awesome.
Great.
I would have rather
You've told
just
me
be
nothing.
Like, I would have rather him just be like, you're a normal, boring. Yeah. Nobody cares about you. That would have been great. Nobody cares about you. Thank you.
If it was horrible, you would be, having other symptoms. It means there's something
like
wrong.
My stomach rotting out and I feel like crap.
No, that's all anxiety.
I'm making a doctor's appointment. I'm so close to like falling back into my old ways.
Oh, you know who's back in their old ways? Seth.
I thought he broke it.
Break it.
What happened?
It's a mental illness.
What's he doing now?
You don't just be like, I'm done with this mental illness.
Well, you got to work on it. What's he doing now? What, did he go back to the doctor?
Oh, yeah.
Is that why you missed last week?
I'm going to come bring him in here. He didn't even have to tell me, but he's like, I lied to you about I was busy. I back at the doctor. This whole thing.
Oh, that's
Someone
sad.
saw him in traffic on Friday, too.
Yeah, they did, and they're like, oh, that's weird.
And then he said, this doctor said he could be too healthy. That's what's.
Yeah, you can't lie to people. You can't lie to people like I can't make it, and then drive your tampon around town, right?
Yeah,
you gotta keep that in the garage
or
and,
drive something.
Yeah, you gotta drive Tracy's car. Is that it?
Yep. Bye bye.
And of course, it just stopped. Of course it did. Right when we turn the microphones on to come back from break, and there's guys outside. They're pressure washing right now. Where our studio is at, it's located in Baldwin Park, Florida. They do upkeep on these buildings about once a year. Twice a year?
It used to be a lot more frequent, I felt. But now,
pandemic.
That's true.
Pandemic kind of.
Well,
and now a lot of these, you notice the crews are smaller too?
Well, they can't find enough employees.
Exactly.
That's happening everywhere. Man, my buddy's wife, she's doing traveling nurse jobs, and they are paying a lot for traveling nurses because there's shortage, obviously. So
aren't they considered like the rock star nurses, right?
Well,
because Becca, our friend Becca, the listener, she's a nurse, and then you got like nurses, and then you got like traveling nurse. I think the goal is to become a
nurse traveler.
Well, if that's what you're into, but I think, like you said, there's a ton of money.
Well, if you don't have a family and you can go and do that, but even with the family, like you only have to be a certain amount of mileage, like miles away from your house for it to be considered like traveling nurse fees.
What do you do as a traveling nurse? I'm not sure I understand it.
You go to hospital to hospital?
Yeah, you're just working as like a hired gun at a hospital. So basically, they're short staffed just like everybody else. So you come in and help.
Like a bounty hunter.
You just, they pay you. I'm not sure if it's 1099 or whatever, but it's like that. It's like contracted work for you to work there because they're short on nurses. But the pay is like super high because they are.
How long?
They can't find anybody.
How long do you do it for?
Would you be mad if you were a nurse at a hospital? And then a traveling nurse came in to pick up a couple shifts, and they're making double what you're making, doing the same job. You'd be mad, right?
That's a good point.
It wouldn't help morale.
Everybody would be upset about that if they're doing the same thing. I guess they justify it, be like that person is like not living.
I'd still be mad though.
But it's just like everything.
But then there's got to be a drawback to it, or every nurse would be a traveling nurse.
It's got to be like X amount of hours away from your house. You know what I'm saying? So that's a drawback. Like so
I thought it could be anywhere.
It can. Like sometimes they'll put you up in housing at like in a particular city. Some people travel like to different states and stuff to work, but now there's such a shortage. You could travel within your own state, and you could travel like in an hour away from your house or a couple hours away, and then work the shift there, and then still you're getting the traveler nurse pay. It goes back to everything. There's not enough employees. My wife was at the doctor with the boys this morning, and
again, what's going on now?
Just our annual checkup thing. She had to wait there for an hour and a half because they're short-staffed. Every place is short-staffed.
Yeah,
and it's creating where there is no more jobs that people are like, oh, we got plenty of employees here. Well, it's everybody's short.
Well, like if everybody's making money on OnlyFans and YouTube, if everybody's an influencer, then who's going to, man the gas station when I need some, when
a robot?
They better step on it because I need some Funyuns and a full tank.
It's not only it's a lot of. I read some article about like just the starting the economy back up, and the people just had so much money saved that they just flooded it all at once. And it created an over demand, and then every place was overly busy, and then that and a bunch of other things at the same time are creating this insane employee shortage that we're seeing, and where every single business is short. I mean, people like restaurants are having to shut down on like Mondays, Tuesday, or whatever.
Yeah.
The
only restaurants that never seem to have that are family-owned Mexican restaurants. They have too many employees.
It's all their family.
Yeah, it's awesome though.
Yeah.
That one that you and I used to go to,
they can't just quit.
They would bring the food before you ordered, Sam. They were so fast. They had so many people.
I thought that place is out of business.
No, it's up there.
Well, there's different chain. That's a chain. The one that we went to.
Oh yeah, that one's gone. Well, that wasn't COVID. That was just we expanded too big.
You can't just stop showing up if you're the son of the owner or whatever.
I get it.
Anyway. Let's do
voicemails. I got one I've been sitting on for you. I think this is a good question. I think it will apply mostly to me and Sam and Butler.
Hey guys, landlord Philip here. Do you guys have music that you listen to that you're embarrassed to play around other people? Maybe some from real young, junior high, high school that, you like to jam to, but you don't want to play around other people. Kind of like, I don't know, there's a Korn song I like. I don't play around other people. Or like a Disturbed song, or I'm an old 90s techno head sometimes, but I keep it to myself. Play in the car, no one's home. I blasted the house, but I don't share with other people. Just seeing you guys had something like that. All right.
So like guilty pleasure songs.
Yeah, and I can see where
the long question for do you have any guilty pleasure songs?
Leave them alone.
Hold on, I'm trying to change my tune on being mean to the people.
Also, I like me making fun of someone else for long questions.
That's true. The irony.
That's the best part. So landlord man says that he sometimes he mentioned Korn. He said 90s
Disturbed.
But he said 90s dance. What would that be like?
Do you like house music?
Who would that be? Paul Oakenfold? Like, is that it? Am I saying his name? Oakenfold. Oakenfold. Who else was a big 90s dance music? Chemical. What is it? Not
the Chemical Brothers.
Chemical Brothers. Yep. What was the other one that was like Chemical Brothers but not?
Prodigy.
Prodigy. Good one.
Butler,
Look at this guy.
Moby.
Dude, you get double points because I didn't expect you to even come with anything to the table, man.
I'll tell you my guilty pleasure song.
Okay.
That back when radio existed. And I used to listen to it.
I like that he. I like that he.
No, don't even remember.
That's the single slyest on the.
We're
download.
on it right now.
That's like the most on the download diss. That's like the meanest.
I used to enjoy and sing along with the group or band. I don't even know.
Bare Naked Ladies.
No, I believe they're called Fun. With the irony of that. Which
oh my God, you like that song?
Tonight, we are young, and
keep going. Oh.
Is this the one?
Now I'm gonna need Tom to sing along to his favorite song.
Give me a second,
I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom getting higher than the Empire State.
My mother, she's waiting for me just around the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar. And I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget.
You got good pitch,
but between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, I'm trying hard to take
Here we go, Tom.
So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home.
Tonight, we are young. I just sing that in my truck.
I love it.
That's well
Thank
done,
you for that.
man. Yeah,
That's
that was
going at the
actually
end of the year
Christmas came early for everybody. Apparently, that was good. You don't hate fun.
The ending was like I got
he
shot.
Loves the band fun. Hates anything that's a fun activity.
Shot out into Mars.
The most ironic band name for him to ever.
Insane.
Yeah. Why would you like the band?
We're
Fun?
learning a lot today.
We really are.
We got a news story.
That's the only song I know of them. I think the rest of their songs are not like that. And they're things I hate.
What about that song got you? Because I am shocked.
He's afraid of getting old.
I am shocked that you like that song.
I like to scream tonight. We're having fun. We're young.
Yeah.
We're gonna, you don't have to be an adult. You're party.
Okay.
You're enjoying life. Don't,
No,
I was driving to work early in the morning to
was
go
like
to
radio
a job
time,
I hated. You know.
Would it come on, or would you put it on?
I didn't have it. I didn't. Sometimes
it would come on every 20 minutes on the pop station.
I mean, it was a massive song.
No, I'd listen to other stations when I go, usually because I was late to work and they were talking ass about me on the station. So I'd listen to XL, be like, "Hey, this is way better."
The chat is melting down.
Yeah, like nobody can understand. Like you did that, and then you just stopped, like it was no big deal, and you left the listeners like literally agape. Like the chat room's melting. Some people are saying they don't have to listen anymore because that's all they wanted to hear for the rest of their life.
Yep.
No, it's stupid.
Tracy said she can die now because that was the quintessential perfect thing. Other people are like kind of rebelling against why would you love a song that is basically about everything you hate, which is.
No, but he does like thinking about when he was young, so it's nostalgic. He's thinking back to when he was fun and young, because now he's a no fun old man.
Yeah.
You did used to be more fun, man.
I know.
You were more fun at the studio. The studio's even changed you a little bit. We've been here
corporate
like,
Tom
5 years, 6 years. I mean, you used to come in, you'd come right in here, we'd start talking and be now you just, you'd like it's like a robot. You go right to your desk.
Yeah. Because it's this whole entire thing has taken all the fun out of podcasting and the original intent of why we started. And now it's just a corporate grind.
Dare I say it sucked the fun out.
Yeah. Now we just have we come here. We have to make the quotas.
Make poo-poo for daddy, as Jeff Al would say.
Yeah.
We have to, make 2% more than we did last year.
Yeah.
Keep it going. We got to do this, that. We got to get the banners.
Oh, my.
Nothing's fun.
When you said this and that and get the banners, it made me laugh because Maisie has fallen into I don't know if I say this a lot. If I do, I know you guys will be honest and tell me. Maisie's new thing to say all the time, and she says it constantly.
Tell me it's yeah, boy.
No, it's the phrase such and such. She'll go, yeah. I was like, what'd you do today? How was school? She's like, it's good. What'd you do in art? We painted such and such.
Does Andrea maybe say it? Maybe the teacher.
Such and such.
I like that.
Such.
It's like an old lady thing
That is
to
an
say.
old school phrase.
It's kind of like what you say when you blah 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 blah. Like that. like I feel like Maisie and you are gonna get along so well.
Oh yeah.
Very much the same person.
She's logical, hardworking.
Yeah, yeah. And her hands, she's been complaining of her hands lately burning from digging. And I'm like, what are you doing?
She's got independence, though. That's what I don't
have.
That's
the difference. That's the difference.
And she can read.
That she can
That's
read.
True.
Reading and independence.
It's not that good, though. Last night she had to ask me for a word, and it was boulder snatch.
Well.
Boulder snatch. I don't even know what that means. She's like, what does it mean? I go, I don't know.
It's a place, right?
Yeah, it's a place that most guys like more than furry snatch.
Next.
Here.
What's going on, guys? I'm listening to...
Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong one. This one, breaking news for Sam.
Daniel asked for it, you get it. The laundry parent Uber Eats order.
What do you think it was? He called back in to say, okay,
the laundry parents Uber Eats
Brian
order.
Laundry on the lam.
Still out there. I told you guys.
There. Could be dead.
Day 20.
A dog flew the banner, telling Brian, "I'm so close."
He also found a Monster can. He knew it had to be Brian's.
I smell you. I found your Monster Energy drink.
Yep.
I hired a plane.
By the way, it was mine.
To fly over and say,
"Aloha."
Aloha from dog.
God damn it!
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's so bad.
I mean. A person was murdered.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We've turned this into
a circus.
A gigantic circus.
It's entertainment.
Someone's daughter was murdered by a crazy, horrible person that
obviously has some mental illness or something. But anyway.
Are we going the actual order or are we going just the establishment? Because that's going to be the easiest, right?
I think we have both.
Okay.
I think we have both, but you can.
I'll go with Beef O'Brady's.
Okay.
Beef O'Brady's.
That's good. I'll see it, beef.
I'm going Chipotle, and I'll go. They wanted bowls, not burritos.
Burrito bowl.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
Chipotle burrito bowl.
That's pretty good. So basically, we did have a listener who called in. His wife drives her Uber. She delivered Uber Eats to the laundry parents, and this is the order. You ready? Here's we go.
Daniel asked for it, you get it. The laundry parent Uber Eats order was from a little place called Carrabba's, and they had two basic bitch meals of like chicken parm and chicken Alfredo with a dessert for each. No tip. Yellow belly cowards.
No tip. I almost said Olive Garden, I swear to God.
Yeah, they didn't tip, and that's why he was complaining. And I would give him a pass. I'm not sure if I were in the midst of hiding my son if I would tip you. I'm just throwing that out there.
You know what? Yeah.
I like to be fair. Fair's fair. Yeah. If I were hiding Maisie from a horrible crime, I probably would. Some things are going to fall through the cracks.
But do you get dessert with your chicken parmesan? That's a weird thing too.
You know what? When your son is on the lam and you think he may have killed himself because of guilt, a little bit of pudding goes a long way.
Like it's an odd. Who knows what your mentality at the time is? But I would feel that you're just eating to survive at that point because you're
if you're eating to survive, you don't go dessert. Look, my stomach hurts so bad. Look, I'll show it on camera. This is all I've had for 2 days is a snack pack of damn saltines. Yeah. I would love a dessert. Are you crazy? I would kill for a dessert.
Butler's eating all your dark chocolate out there, by the way.
What, the bag of Trails Mix? That's
he said he ate a week's worth in one sitting.
So good. Have you had it?
No, I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, God. It's that Cars. It's the Detroit, what they have at Tiger Stadium. Yeah. It's so good.
Daniel's only eating saltines because his heart rate was kind of low and his sleep number bed.
Yeah, his anxiety's pegged.
If you're hiding your son because he's a murderer, and you can be probably put in jail for aiding and abetting a fugitive, right? Like, there's still probably that on the table, right? Like,
he wasn't a fugitive at the time, though.
Yeah, but if they can prove somehow that, like, say they find him and they find proof that the parents helped him, run away, right? That's illegal, right?
Oh, they're done. Yeah, they're done.
I'd have to know the technicalities because at the time he was not wanted for anything.
Yeah,
but they just wanted to talk to him.
It's probably gone further than that. I don't think this is a scenario where you turn him loose in between the little window of time and you're scot-free because you're not going to communicate with him ever again, right?
Well, yeah, what if they find...
Well, I mean, there's legalities to it where there's, ways for people to... There's loopholes of like, well, we didn't know he was wanted. And he wasn't wanted for anything at the time. He wasn't a suspect. He wasn't named anything. But they didn't have a warrant out for him at the time.
But what I'm saying is, like, maybe they had some sort of communication with him, or they have an idea of where he is, and they find and then
if they do now, yeah, for sure.
And then I'm just saying that there's a lot of stress, right? To get Carrabba's and then the dessert after is a weird thing to me.
Well, you're too stressed to cook, right? You can't cook anything.
It's a dessert. It's like
what in the chat room's kind of latching onto what you're saying, and they're like, if you're upset, you don't order dessert. And that's true. There have been times
when people get sad and upset, people stress
to make them feel better.
Yeah,
but over something that's like already happened. Yeah. I feel like since it's like if the son was already in prison, then maybe you're like,
or maybe they're so at peace of mind with where that he got away that they're fine with it.
What if
they order dessert?
But what if it is innocent? What if they order dessert because they didn't do any of the things that we're jumping to conclusion of saying? That's what I'm saying.
But your son is still on the lam for murder. And
nope, he's not. He's not being charged for murder.
He's not on the lam for murder. Fraud?
Yes.
He's a suspect.
No, he's not.
Not a suspect?
Nope.
Well, then what is it?
They have a warrant out for his arrest for using her debit card.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, he is a suspect. You could say he's not officially one, but we all know he's a suspect. The police know he's a suspect, right? They're not. I'm sure there's a reason why they're not saying it, probably for some legal reason, but the damn guy is the person that...
He's a person of interest.
Yeah.
That at least knows how she got murdered. Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was a wanderer, and he saw it, and he fled because he thought everybody was going to blame him. Whatever BS story you can make up, but the fact is that he is definitely a person of interest of this murder case. All I'm saying is that it's weird to not be more stressed out about that or have even an appetite at all, but, I've never been in that situation, so
maybe you just needed a cannoli,
right?
Or
maybe they're like sociopaths like he is, and they can just turn it off.
True, hey, it could be a million things.
Oh man, horrible story. Let's try. Can we put the tipping thing to bed? Right, I think we can. Here.
What do you mean?
Tom, Chirper, Sam, Chopper, BDM Stu here. Wanted to ask a question regarding tipping. You've been talking about it quite a bit lately. I don't know if any of you guys use the curbside pickup from one Walmart.
Yeah, basically his question, because I didn't realize this audio was so low, I apologize. Basically, he goes on to say that, and you know, I've done this with ABC, I've done this with Walmart, I've done it with Target.
Plenty of places have curbside, yeah.
Yeah, well, you pull up, and then you text them or you call them, and then they come out, and you pop your trunk, and they just load everything in. And I will say that when I did it at both Target and ABC, I tipped.
Really?
For the guy putting this stuff in the back. Because he came around and he was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. Let me preface by saying, I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but I gave him $5.
It's the same thing.
That's
like
way too much.
It's the same thing as like when you're at Publix and the bag boy asks to take the stuff out to your car. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
but you don't for that either.
No,
I have, though.
You're not supposed to.
Okay, well, now I know. But I'm just saying, I'm just telling you what it is.
I've never
I gave the guy $5.
Yeah, because the food, like someone's preparing it, and I know, but the delivery guy, I guess they're doing the same thing, but that's actually, walking out of the store and dropping it off in your trunk is different than leaving in a car. And if you delivered something in a car to me, I'll tip.
Okay.
And it's also, they don't get paid, it's not like they get paid server wages. They get paid their regular hourly rate.
Yeah, there's not server.
Yeah.
Like in the food
I'm glad
industry,
that
they
you
live
guys
off
are
tips.
explaining me out of being nice to people. I like that. Okay, I'll save my money now.
I mean,
I'm sure they appreciate
give away your
it.
money if you want.
I'm just saying,
I mean, I don't know what to, I'm just saying I don't know what to do in that scenario. I don't know if you're, it just felt right to, you know, the guy waved and I handed him $5 through my window and I drove off.
I'm sure, yeah, no, you're a nice person
I've
for
never
doing
even
it.
heard of people doing that.
I haven't heard of it
Well,
either.
I won't do it again.
I'm sure they appreciate
I mean,
it.
that is a nice thing to do.
No,
I
I'm done with it. I'm serious.
It's not
if it's not what you do, then I'm
Never
gonna.
heard of that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's a thing in our society that people expect, right? Like if you don't, you have to tip Uber Eats or any of these delivery. Like you have to tip them.
They
something.
survive off the tips.
Yeah. I mean, so that's BS. Like even if you're picking up a to-go order at a restaurant or whatever, leave $1 or $2 or whatever. You get something, right?
Yeah.
To put zero is like. What's the difference between a couple bucks and it's not that much?
Yeah.
But the delivering like the stuff in your trunk, that I feel is no one expects a tip in that scenario. But appreciate it though.
Well, here's another thing I'll say. This also was at the beginning or the more of the height of the pandemic when we weren't really going anywhere.
And businesses were struggling.
And I kind of felt like it felt right at the time. But I understand. Yeah, I get it now. What you guys are saying makes a lot of sense.
It is interesting that at the beginning of the pandemic, it was all the talk was about how people are going to get laid off like crazy and like, you know, we thought we were going to head into.
A lot of people did though.
True. No, they did. And, but we thought that was going to be a big, long going problem. Never foresaw the job shortage problem, like coming out of the back end of it. Like I never saw that coming. Like never even predicted. Like there'll be an extreme job shortage or employee shortage.
Yeah.
A job overage where there's everybody's hiring. Never saw that coming. Never even could predict that. So many different things had to have happened for this to happen. I never.
What's funny is I don't know any of these people though.
What?
Like I don't really know any people like in my own life. Also, I don't have many friends. I don't, I really don't. I'm kind of a loner. But I don't know anybody who got laid off and then had saved money and said, you know what? I'm not going back to this job. I'm done. I mean, obviously that's happening, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's more happening than not happening. But I'm just saying personally, I don't know one person that has done that. I don't know one person right now that's making that big shift. I know one guy who's making a shift to a new job, might be in our chat room, but that's about it. And I don't think that was based on, like, I don't want to work this crappy job for this low money. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Do you know anybody that had a huge job transition?
I've seen BDMs look for other jobs just because now everybody's hiring, so looking for other opportunities. And that's just like, hey, I'm tired of working where I'm at or whatever. But I know plenty, and just because I talk to all our sponsors and our advertisers, and every single one of them is having a problem hiring employees. There's not one that's not.
Also, it's kind of stupid for me to say that considering my age. I don't necessarily think, even though it does affect people my age, most of the people that I know at my age group are in a career, and they're not, even during pandemic, we're not thinking about making a transitional shift to start a career. You know what I mean? They're a little more established, so maybe I'm just looking in the wrong area for it. I would imagine that this is a younger person's thing, right?
Yeah, well,
20 to 35, maybe.
Yeah, well, because it's a lot of the restaurants, fast food, service industry. But then it goes beyond that, and then it's
and retail.
And retail is another one that's a traditionally younger person job.
It's a lot of the jobs where you have to deal with the general public. That sucks.
Yeah.
Like you were out there in the pandemic. If you didn't get laid off and you were dealing with everyone's crap, and you're not getting paid crap. You're not getting paid a good wage, and you're having to deal with everyone being a-holes.
Yeah.
Everyone was an a-hole during the lockdown, the quote-unquote lockdown.
And obviously,
and still are.
They found another way to make money, and they're doing that. And that's why we're having this problem.
I think even if it's less money, people are willing to do it just to not deal with people being a-holes to them all day.
Yeah. There is no one's being... you don't have to do those horrible jobs because it's the only thing now. Like I said, because there's other options, and that's really what it breaks down to.
But I want to know what these other options are. Okay, my point is,
even gig jobs, delivery driver, all that stuff is an option.
I want to see, I guess, it's hard to explain, but I want to see a guy that had a job, got laid off, and then I want to see what his new job is so I can see it happen. I don't see this happening. Like you just said that. I'm not going to work this crappy job for this crappy wage. I'm going to do this new job. But I don't see any of that.
Yeah.
It's almost like I don't
know. It's I need $1,000 a month so I can get $1,000 a month in other ways. I don't have to get the traditional I'm an employee and I work off your schedule. I could do a bunch of different things. You know what I'm saying? I can use the internet to make money in gig jobs or small other ways, and I can make exactly $1,000 if I want to. And before, we never had the opportunity. You worked at a job, you worked the hours they gave you. You don't really have,
no
I mean, there was part-time,
there,
full-time, but it's like whatever hours they gave you, they'll give you 20 hours a week, and it may not be the best times for you, but you have to show up because that's the way you make money, that you get your money from them. Now it's like there's a lot of ways to independently make money, and, there's tons of delivery jobs and shipped and all the other ways little micro ways to make money on your own time.
I will say, though, and if they're listening, Instacart, Shipped, any delivery service that has to take up time in the grocery store, I believe in my heart that everything you do is virtuous and great, but I don't need you in the grocery store. You need to be off-site at your own location that Publix or whomever has built for you, where you shop away from me because you're crowding up the grocery store and you have your podcast earbuds in, and God bless you for listening, but you're in the way. And there's too many of you, so you need an off-site facility.
And they're aggressive.
Yeah, they are.
Because they're trying to get it done fast.
They are. They're making time as money. I get it. Look, I'm supportive of them. I'm just saying, if you want to do that right, you're going to have to build a facility for them to do it, like a ghost kitchen, a ghost a grocery store where they go to and they shop. That way they can be aggressive and navigate each other with their earbuds in, and we can shop like normal people.
Well, Publix is, like in other grocery stores, they've gotten it to the point where you can go and order the stuff and they'll put it in all together for you. You just have to go pick it up, or you go and then they drop it off in your trunk, They just need to get to the point where they put it in the robot that delivers to your house, and then you cut the middleman out, right? Because that's what big corporations are.
You don't even need the person picking it. You need to fill out the order form ahead of time. A robot picks it, and then it gets whisked off to your doorstep. You're right.
That's what they're...
No, apparently Kroger is doing this.
Oh, no, that's why I switched to Kroger.
Okay.
Andrea and I use Kroger. We are Kroger people. I use Kroger. We go online. We fill out everything we want. We don't have to go in a grocery store. Nobody's out there picking stuff. They are off-site. In fact, they're out by... I think way outside of Claremont. And last time we had these two ladies, they have a refrigerated truck, so everything comes cold, and they pick everything at their off-site location. They bring it to your house. It's dope.
It makes sense, and I know some people operate like this, but it's like, remember back in the day when you used to get milk delivered to your door or whatever, and you'd have a milk guy, and then there was the whole, And so that was a service, obviously, because for whatever reason, maybe the milk wasn't prevalent in the grocery stores, or it was just a thing. It makes sense that we'll get to a point where you'll have your staple groceries based on your online ordering list just automatically, and they do this on Amazon and other places will do this for you, but they just get delivered to your house a weekly basis. So you get your staples, your bread, your milk, your eggs, all the stuff, and you never have to leave. And then you leave for specialty items or whatever. But it's like that makes sense to me. Although I don't know anybody who does that. Like every week they just get the staples delivered to them, and they don't have to think about it.
We're kind of close to that.
Do you have someone set up like that?
It's not subscribe and save, but like she has a system that's if she could automate it, it would be like that. Like when Andrea sits down in front of Kroger, it's 3 weeks. She's doing it for like a little less than a month. She orders everything we need, but it's all based on, man, if you saw this, maybe she'll bring it on Friday so you can see it and make fun of it. Somebody needs to make fun of it. I won't because I benefit from it.
That's insanely more organized than I've ever seen.
It's a binder, and then in her thing, she'll have every recipe we're cooking, and then all the ingredients written out, and then the ingredients go into the Kroger, and then when everything comes in, so like she'll buy like 3 pounds of ground beef or ground turkey breast,
sure,
and then she'll portion it out in in food saver bags, and then write what I'm cooking with it on it because I'm the cook, and puts it organized all the stuff like she does her own. It's almost like she does her own Blue Apron. It's insane. It's a sickness. It can become a drawback.
That is what
right?
I mean. Well,
it's a sickness.
It can, I guess.
It can become a drawback.
It's your life is insanely organized, and
there's
a reason I go to her for all information because she's got it. She's already figured it out.
Dude, it's awesome for when you want to cook because like tonight, I know I'm cooking, so I'm gonna go home and we're making homemade hamburger helper. That's like with real cheese and real noodles and stuff because Maisie likes it. It's not the packaged stuff, but like I'll have a block of cheese. I'll have like the recipe. And then sometimes, man, I get this is when she's feeling nice to me. She'll also put all the spices. She'll already measure them out for me and put them in a little cup.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Are you
dude,
serious?
It's dope.
She measures the spices and puts them in a cup?
If I'm lying, I'm dying. I swear on Maisie Dennis.
This, I've never heard of this.
But it's not because I... It's
right?
not
Have you
because
ever heard of anybody being
I want it. It's not because
No,
I say I need to have it.
I know it's not
her
you.
sickness.
Yeah.
It's a sickness.
But it's insane.
We get into arguments about
beneficial.
it.
It's OCD with organization.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. It's as bad as you scratching your glass as her. It's not. It does have a detriment. It does because if things don't go her way,
or if that,
God forbid, she loses that list. It's happened. The whole day's ruined. Right.
That's
Not
I guess
good.
the one benefit I have is that everything could change in my life tomorrow, and I'll just keep walking down the street. And like, I'll be like, all right, I guess this is how it is. You know, like I can show up here and this place be closed. I look at everything's gone, and I'm like, all right, I gotta find something else to do. And then I just get
like
it.
that.
Or like if complete chaos, like I have no plans.
Frog and Molly's the same way. Good. See, I guess more people do that with meal prep. Frog and Molly says she's this crazy about meal prep too because it makes her life so much easier. It really is nice. And
I'm jealous of it.
The weird part is the duration. She does it for 3 weeks, and then so I've got stuff frozen. I've got pork tenderloins that are marinated that are frozen and meat frozen, and the only thing that can get a little wonky are bread and vegetables, but that's Florida, and that's bread in Florida lasts like what?
How do you grocery shop, Tom? Do you grocery shop day by day?
I think he's a daily guy.
It's an emergency at all times. It's always.
So you don't do like a week's worth or 2 weeks worth of groceries?
I've never even written a list down
man.
in my entire life. I'm almost 40 years old. Like I've never written a grocery list. I just go, like Crystal's text me list before, so like, I'm not totally insane, but most of the time I just show up and then I'm like getting stuff and I'm like, you've seen how like I'm all over the place. Like I'll be like, I need this or this. Or like, whoa, what about this? Like I'm just distracted.
I don't know what to eat. What's this? What's this?
I'm like,
I'll give Max a treat.
I'll just see something and be like, oh, I'll make tacos, and then like
forget one specific ingredient for tacos.
There's never sour cream. I'll forget everything. Or some sort of thing.
Man.
I like that. That drives Andrea crazy. I'm like that. I like to walk in and go I walk in and I go, tonight is wipe my brain clean. I like that trick. Meatball subs, and I'll just run through, and she
can't do it.
Hates it.
On Friday, I'll tell you, this is how me and Chris operate. Friday, like one of Tommy's friends is moving away, so he had like a last park day. Remember, he was upset about it. I felt bad for him because his best friend in school is moving. So anyway,
that stinks.
But he's like me, he's a deadbeat on that.
Just keep on walking.
Like, how you feel? He's fine.
I'm just walking.
And then we were starving, and then we're like, what do we eat? And then Chris was like, what do you want? I'm like, whatever you want. And then it drives her crazy.
No, don't do that.
And then she panics.
Put your foot down.
And then
no birds.
The boys wanted pizza, so she found some strip mall Italian restaurant that we thought was.
They usually have the best pizza.
We thought it was like the order by the slice, like you order at the counter and then they'll bring it to your table, but it's all just a counter kind of tiny Italian restaurant. Like they made pizzas and sandwiches, you know, like that kind of thing. Because it was in a strip mall and it had like, it wasn't Anthony's, but it was like Stromboli or Luigi or like that. It was like the stereotypical
Luigi's.
Like, and that's what we thought we were going to walk into. And then when we opened the door, it was like they were trying to be upscale and fancy. And it was long. It was one of the
fake plants, wax plants.
Oh, yeah. But
with dust all over them like a mafia Italian restaurant?
It had black drop ceiling. Like
yes.
they, you know, but it
I was
wasn't
thinking of doing that in here. What do you guys think?
But it wasn't dirty. It was like they tried to do fancy drop ceiling, so it was all black.
Yeah.
And
ambiance.
Vines and like, and it was.
You have some vines.
This was Giovanni's, wasn't it?
Hold on, was it Zan Castleberry?
Yeah, I know where it is.
Did Giovanni?
I'm not talking yes. It was fine. It was good.
Did he have his sister-in-law paint an Italian-themed mural on the wall? Manos and Deland used to have a mural on the wall that somebody painted, and I swear to God, it was the worst mural. Stop! Can we stop with the murals unless they're professional murals? You know, if it's Boy Kong, if it's Earl Funk, you know, if it's people we know that can paint murals, if it's the guy that's famous from Orlando, I'm blanking on his name. He's all over town.
Yeah,
that does graffiti artist.
I don't know his name.
If you're a big time muralist, I guess.
But if you just get your neighbor who knows how to paint a vineyard, and it's like a little
Andrew, I'm blanking on his last name. Andrew Blank, and he does all the murals around town.
Anyway,
super famous.
I just if you walk into a place that you're not like you were expecting one thing, and then now I'm sitting down and it's like upscale and like things are like $28. And then I was like entrees, and I was like, oh, I just wanted a.
Did you get it to go, or did you guys stay there?
No, we stayed. I refuse. I'm not standing up and walking out again.
Did you have a paper placemat that was the map of Italy?
No,
those are my favorite.
This was more upscale. I wanted that. I wanted cheap Italian. This was like mid-range Italian, where like the bill. And then I was like, well, at this place, I need like a alcoholic drink, and they only had like.
We'll have a Peroni.
I had a Budweiser Peroni or a glass.
They never have craft. Like Italian restaurants traditionally have Peroni. They don't have like Bud Light.
Stella.
Yeah, they'll have a Stella.
And a tiny chilled plastic mug.
Yeah, the chilled plastic. What does that do? Well, it just degrades the plastic.
It's like not glass, and then I'm pouring a Bud regular into a tiny.
Andrew Spear. That's who it was. You know, we worked with him before at Orlando City when we were doing murals.
Yeah.
Or Andrew Spears or Spear.
It's Spear,
yeah, he's super talented.
Let's do one more voicemail.
All right, buddy. Let me see what we got here. I want to pick a good one. How do you feel? Well, let's try this one.
Hey, Tom and Dan and Clan. I have a question for Mo. We make a small haunted house in my front yard, just with PVC and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. Yes, you do walk through it. And there's lights and fog and scary stuff. Is there anything that I should get extra insurance-wise or anything like that? Or if I just put a enter at your own risk right in front of it?
But in ghouly letters.
Yeah, in blood. Ghoul blood.
And I'll be okay. All right. Thanks for the input.
All right,
next
time Mo is here, we'll ask him that. Yeah. But I will go ahead and answer for Mo.
Well, that's why I played this one. There's no Mo here, but I figured you're just as good. You know a lot about the law.
I would believe that Mo would say that you are taking a risk, because if someone does fall on your property in your
PVC,
in your SE PVC haunted house, and then stabs their eye out on some sort of light that you rigged up, because they tripped on some roots or whatever. And then they will sue, and they have to go to the hospital and have all this rehab.
Yeah.
They're going to sue your homeowner's insurance for sure.
Indeed.
And
I almost cursed. It's coming through the walls.
Buddy.
Are they spraying the top?
It's round 2, baby.
He's at the bottom right now.
It's coming through. Look, get a towel. Coming through on the carpet. Yep. Yep, and
God
it's
damn it.
all black mud. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you for spraying jet black mud right onto our carpet that I just had cleaned 2 weeks ago. That's great.
It's just in the corner
That's
right there.
terrific. You know what? Owning our own business is great, Tom. I'm having to turn away from it. I can't look at it. Can't look at it.
Daniel's inside his peg.
And my stomach is like
It's bad.
I'll start throwing up. The only thing that would make this day complete is if you ran outside and started barfing on this pressure washer. And he said, "What's wrong?" He was like, "Oh, it's because of your pressure washing." And then he's gonna be like, "What?"
Okay, so we got a haunted house on property.
Yeah. I'm saying most people, okay, how bad could they hurt themselves? But if a kid does fall and, like, have some sort of long-term injury, because that's, like it poke his eye or, like...
Oh, man. You mean you lose your eye at the
then
PVC haunted house?
Like, everybody's going to tell them, well, you got to sue that person's homeowner's insurance, because if you don't have the money to pay for all these treatments, then that's what you're going to do. Believe me. And guess what? They're going to want their kid to be treated more than they're going to care about your homeowner's insurance agency jacking your rates up or yelling at you for having a haunted house. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if your homeowner's insurance, maybe they could argue that they're not paying because somewhere in your policy you signed, you probably said do not put any attractive nuisances in your house. I'm just going the legal route of
Right.
and you probably signed something in the insurance agreement when you got your homeowner's insurance saying that you wouldn't attract people to your house to get hurt, and therefore they may
Null and void.
not pay it,
Yep.
and then they could sue
That's
your
pretty
house.
good advice, man. I got to tell you.
But I'm telling you to kill fun because everybody does this. What I'm saying is probably be careful, and what you do have,
Be safe out there.
Make sure that there's no tripping hazards or that it's light enough. Because if you put a pitch
What
black,
if you have a goddamn strobe light in there and a kid has a seizure?
then that can happen, and then
Yeah.
you have to pay. Like they call the ambulance.
I
They
always
pick
thought
them
that
up.
was an urban legend.
No, it's true.
Kids get seizures from that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
I'd have to meet one. I don't
it
believe
seems like a risk, but it doesn't stop anybody from
No,
doing it. Right?
no.
That's weird. That
there's one down here that I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not walking through that.
and those people are rich. Like,
Oh yeah, but it looks really scary, and
Like-
like you could get hurt on it.
if you got a mansion in Baldwin Park, like you're probably a millionaire. Like you have money to be sued. Like my neighbor in Heroin Alley, when he did his haunted house, like good luck suing that guy. He's
Yeah,
retired. He got
right.
nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the millionaire houses that do it, I'm even more surprised because they know lawyers and they'll be like, "What are you doing? You're gonna get sued. Some kid is gonna sue you."
Yeah, you can't do that.
Anyway, bye bye. Oh, we're back. No, bye bye. Sorry. Bye bye.